Welcome to the Raise Up Mindset podcast with your hosts, Charlie and Athena Grimm.
Hi, guys. Welcome to raiseupmindset.com.
Welcome.
I'm Charlie.
I'm Athena, and we're your hosts today. And we are two entrepreneurs who have been in business for over 3 decades, doing various things from very little opportunities to the current larger business that we have now. So we're here sharing some of that information with you, and just because we're here to give back.
You know, I was thinking about that. 3 decades. It's been longer than 3 decades. Almost 5 decades. Almost four decades plus. Yeah. So, interesting enough that, you have a entrepreneurship in you or you don't. It's like everybody's not made out to be an entrepreneur, and everybody is not made out to be there's just different things in your life.
The worker bee.
Yeah, the worker bee. And, and all the worker bees, they are a must because without those guys, we wouldn't be where we're at now. And, we're very fortunate. I think they're very lucky.
Well, and I think there are some people who they just prefer to have some clear direction, and they want to work under the leadership of others. And they're happy to just, I'm happy to take direction from strong leaders, especially in my volunteer jobs. If I'm volunteering my time and you're organized and you're on mission and we're actually moving the needle, those are the volunteer jobs that I sign up for. And I just appreciate witnessing people in strong leadership, getting it done. It warms my heart.
For 15 years of business, we were in volunteer mode.
Yeah, well, I look at it if you're not actually making money, it's a hobby, not a business. But yes, we had some hobby seasons.
Yes. We're definitely out of the hobby season now.
I would say, though, probably what really connected me to entrepreneurship was the creativity that I got to be in, creating things over and over and over again, creating what could this look like if it was completely done in a way that was organized, and we had our stuff together. That's why I think I like systems so much, is because I can stay in creator mode in systems, because I want to create a situation where the customer is provided great customer service. And I also want to create a situation that is a good outcome for the team member providing the deliverable, and the business owner, which is us, and the leadership team. And so it's you need to create what that whole thing looks like if it was awesome. And so SOPs are born, support systems are born. I love that stuff.
You can see the smile on her face.
Yes,
she
because it keeps me in creator mode, but it's the same creator mode that I could do arts and crafts on and still be happy doing arts and crafts.
Wow, that's
it just makes me happy.
Creator mode I like is more I like building things and seeing things. I like to see the finished afterwards. I like to see when you're building the frame of the house, how you see it and how it's laying out. I like that side of it a little bit more. Not more the SOPs and the operating guidelines and all the other stuff. That doesn't get me as excited as you do. So some of the new things that we did is we're purchasing some properties in Costa Rica right now.
Yeah.
And so the creative side is going to be on both sides there. I think it's going to be creative with what we're going to do with the property. And one of the property includes a restaurant, which I never thought we were going to be restaurant owners, but
we're technically restaurant building owners.
We're restaurant owners, but we don't plan on running the restaurant. That wasn't our deal, as we wanted to be a restaurant, but it'd be nice to have one. And especially having something nice close to where our property is going to be at, that we can go over there and enjoy it. And it's going to be a retreat place, and it'll be nice for people retreats and have them make the food and make it nice and clean and healthy. And I think we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that, because one of the intentions that I set for my next season of life is that I don't ask or have to have a conversation with you on a regular basis, what are we having for dinner?
Yeah. Hopefully they're going to be up to cooking for us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I'm not saying that we are not going to have any food in our house, but I'm just saying when it comes to dinner, we are not going to be responsible for that meal.
Yeah, not all the time.
That's my goal is, so we can just come and it's beautiful, healthy, and good for us.
Yeah, I agree. It's gonna be fun. It's definitely gonna be a different experience. We went over to Costa Rica, really enjoyed it, and then that's one of the properties. And we bought a condo over a quarter closer to the beach area, so we'll have a place there that we can be in the mountains, or we can be up by Lake Arnell, or we can be down in Cocoa Beach, Costa Rica. So we're gonna have the best of both worlds there.
Yes, it's going to be so much fun.
I can tell you one thing I'm going to look forward to is being warmer. This last winter has just been hectic on us. I was on the news last night, and if this month schedules out the way it's supposed to be the 7th coldest month in history for Alaska this year.
Really?
Yeah, and it was really interesting hearing that. But yeah, 7 months in a row, we've hit the coldest months ever. So
7 months in a row.
yeah.
Wow.
So even through our summer, we didn't have that warm of a summer. So it's been a little bit of a challenge this year, and then I think that's affected us a little bit too, because usually we have a little warmer, or even if it's snowing, we get to do snow activities. But as soon as the snow would come, the wind would come, and then the rain would come, and then all of our snow would go away, and it was just cold and blowing. So I'm excited to be able to get out, and we did a lot of getting out this last year. We went to Cairo, Egypt. We went to Thailand. We came back from that. We did some trips to Vegas. We came back and went to Thailand again. Then we came back and did a trip to, I did Spain before that.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a lot of
trips from last year.
Yeah, DR and
DR was this year.
Yep. And then we had Costa Rica this year too. Yeah. So we did a lot of traveling, and we got out a lot for the winter this year. So that was kind of nice.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to kind of settling in to what getting to know Costa Rica a little bit. We've really, the last couple of years, we have really done quite a bit of traveling.
And, we've explored Thailand a lot, and we really love Thailand, and we love the people and the culture and the food, and just the way the people is. But to be able to buy property there is a little bit more differently. Like condos you're allowed to own, but like property, the company has to own it, the LLC, there's a lot of hoops to jump through. And finding out Costa Rica, and we have some friends that have places in Costa Rica too, that it was much easier process.
Yeah.
And I think it's much easier than Thailand, but it's much more difficult than the US, because there's a lot of attorneys involved. There's a lot of people involved. Normally what we'd have to do here, your real estate and your title company take care of everything here. And then there are more attorneys, more power of attorneys, more things that they have. They have a little bit more, I wouldn't say it's structured, just a lot more repetitive stuff than I think we needed to have.
Well, I think part of our experience too is that we're doing 2 deals at the same time.
We are.
So we have this set of attorneys doing this and this set of attorneys doing that. And but what I'm noticing is how much Costa Rica is forthcoming with taking care of people.
Yeah,
that has been nice. There's a lot of there are rules in place to make sure that you're taken care of. All parties are taken care of. The land is taken care of. And I just appreciate that. I receive that vibe from that region. And plus, everything grows there, including, like, even the animals have rainbows on them.
Even what?
Even animals have rainbows on them.
What animal has a rainbow?
The macaw. It is like a parrot that has rainbows on it. So it's like, it's so cool. The flowers are different colors. The animals are different colors. It's so beautiful and green. Yes, and there's lots of sunshine.
There's lots of sunshine. It was nice and warm.
Yes. And Charlie was a very good sport, trekking through different lands, river.
Good sport. I'm always a good sport. You
were a very good sport when we were crossing the rivers.
Yeah. Well, that was it was definitely interesting. Definitely a lot more exercise, a lot more going around.
We were out a lot.
Yeah, we were out a lot.
It felt good.
Yeah, it felt really good. Athena says, I don't mind this kind of hiking, because when you think of hikes, you're just thinking uphill and here it is, and it's this and the trail. But we were hiking for the perfect place. So I think it had hiking with a meeting. So
yes.
I think that made it a little bit more fun too. It was like, oh, what's on the other side? What's there? How far does the property line go? You gotta go across this river? What? And then you swim across the river and then go up another end, and you go down another one. It was fun.
The real estate agents have machetes there.
Yeah, everybody has machetes. They sell them at 7-Eleven. I mean, that's a machete is like the all-around tool. It's like having a screwdriver. It's like you have the all-around tool. These people, and this guy kept dropping the machete because I'm like, oh, what kind of animals are here? What kind of animals do we need to worry about? He's like, oh, we got leopards, we got this, we got this, we got pumas. I'm like, pumas, what? And then he put the knife somewhere. I'm like, well, why are you leaving the knife here? Let's take that with us. That's not just the tool. That's our protector too. But we never ran into those problems. But
for the record, we never saw any of those animals.
but they're around. They're around. So we just be cognitive about it. But it's exciting. It's neat to be able to have some property in another country too. It's and it's a little bit of a jaunt. It's like a 10-hour flight from here, but it's not near as what it was for Thailand at 24 or 26 or 28 hours and that's on your flight. So
and it's 2 hours time difference.
That's a big difference. Yeah, 17 hours was Thailand when we were there last. It was 17-hour time difference. So it's almost better if it was 24 because we'd just be one day ahead and be on the same time. But being that 5 hours in difference,
we would be going to bed right about the time the kids are waking up if they weren't with us. And same with talking to the office. So
yeah, that was always getting phone calls at like 3 o'clock in the morning. What was only like 4 in the afternoon there. It was just a lot different there. So exciting. It's really exciting. It's just a lot. It's just like and what I really enjoy is I like the building aspect and being part of it, and being here makes it a little bit more difficult because now I'm relying on people. Like I needed some videos of the restaurant, I needed the equipment, and it was like 3 or 4 or 5 days later. And for me, if it was here, I just drive over there and do it myself. And I just get it taken care of. So relying on some other ones has been a little bit more
required some more patience for you.
A little bit more patience, and sometimes I'm not the most patient person, so I'm like, I'm on the Now program. I like the Now program, but they are getting it done, and they got the things that we asked for, and it really it's helped out because when we were looking at this property, we looked at the property so much, and we didn't know the restaurant was going to be really 100% of the deal because they had it off the market, on the market, off the market, and then we're like, well, we saw it as a benefit to us, especially if we're going to do retreats there, is having a place that can create our food and our drinks and all that stuff, and it's built-in business too. So it's a good thing for everybody. So when we told them the restaurant had to be included, they were okay with it, and so we sat inside there, and you guys had some tea and some other stuff in there, but not really anything that was time that we spent in there. And if I knew that was going to be part of the deal, a little bit more into it. I would have stayed there for an hour or two and walked through things and looked through it and try to find out things there. So
instead, you're just going to own it and decide what you prefer.
100%. Yeah. I think that. And then, going back down to the condo, we were not even really looking for a condo there, but there was like a fire sale on them. And there was this person that was losing like 15 or 17 units there, and they were letting them go.
Well, there was a bankruptcy that happened on a timeshare company, and they had like a dozen units that were all being sold at the same time. So yes, that was like we were at the right place, we were at the right time, and it was $50,000 under market, and we were like
rent 71% of the time. It was just it was a no-brainer. So we should close out on the next week or two, and we'll be done with that. Then we'll get some renovations done on it and whatever else we decide to do on it, and then put it up for rent while we're not there, and then block out some times that we want to keep it and use it for ourselves too.
So. Yeah, and so what that means is that we're in this transition where we are basically starting a new business in another country, and we're balancing that with what we're doing here in the United States.
Yes.
With the support of the leadership team. And so has anything come up for you on like, how am I going to do that? Or you're just like ready to go start building cabins and...
I look at that. It's no different as being on vacation. It's like when we go on vacation, sometimes we go for 2 or 3 weeks and we come back for a week or so or whatever else, or a couple of weeks or whatever else it is in there. And, the staff knows that they need us. They can contact us. We're only 2 hours time difference. There's nothing really we have to be here for.
Right.
Except for just support, or if somebody needs a driver or they need a manager, something happens, we need to be here for it. But
there isn't, at this stage in the game, there isn't anything that really requires us to physically be here.
Yeah, besides our houses and our homes and our kids and our family and our friends.
Our connection with the community.
Yeah. So we're just going to spend some more time there. I mean, it's not going to be all winter. It's not going to be the entire year yet, but it's something that we look forward to going somewhere nice. And now having somewhere nice, that you own a home, that the property we buy has a really small 1-bedroom house on it, but it's got a lot of cool other features to it. And and it will build into other things. We'll be able to build it into other things in other places. And there's another lot that we're even looking at that's really close to it that we might purchase there. And we call it building the Grimm compound.
Yeah.
And building some stuff there. So we're going to really kind of spend some time there and see how we like it and what's going on there. I mean, there's beautiful places. And I told Athena the same thing. She's like, "We'll spend a lot more time there." I'm like, "Yeah, I think in the very beginning, but I still want to go travel and look at other places. We have other places on the bucket list that we want to go see. But being in Costa Rica, we can hit all those places from there also, just as much as flying from Alaska. I mean, like Alaska
is a jaunt.
It's tougher from Alaska than anywhere else. Like Alaska there's only so many flights, there's only so many airlines that fly out of here. And if you want to go overseas or you want to go other places, it's more difficult. You have to usually get to a bigger hub like Seattle or Denver, Chicago, LA, and then be able to get on a plane from there and go. So
and the prices for airfare are very expensive.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to it.
But another thing is that we haven't explored a lot of that, like South America, Brazil, and so that's right in our backyard now. And so I'm really looking forward to just learning more about that side of the world.
Yeah, there's so much more opportunity in some of the things you're looking for. And then we wanted to pick a place that was friendly for retired people, because there's a lot of retired people that live there too. Mm-hmm. And then something that was friendly to Americans. And then our money was good there, and it was you get good value for your dollar. And that was one of the things that we really wanted to do. We looked at, I really would love to get a place in Hawaii, but Hawaii is 4 times as much. I mean, for what we're getting at 17 acres plus a restaurant, what we're paying for it there in Hawaii, it would be, $15 million. It'd be a huge fact, and with all the property involved. And so you just look at that and say, well, geez, you can get much more bang for your buck, and it's a beautiful area too.
Well, and that also brings you to the question of, do you actually need to make more money if you decide to invest in a place that does not cost as much to live in?
It's a true fact.
So you don't need to grind or push or whatever. If you were thinking Hawaii, but then you were deciding, well, actually, there are places in South America that are friendly, that don't take that long to get there, and I can do it in half the cost and still have the same experience.
Yeah, money be less than half. So as you guys are looking at towards what your retirement portfolio is going to look like, these are different options. And we always looked at Asia because Asia was super great. And
Asia's got great prices.
We might end up in Asia in 4 or 5 years and owning a condo there too, because we go there so much. I mean, and they're cheap condos in there. You can get a condo for a couple $100,000 there that's built brand new. So there's other options. This is just a option, and this is going to be a season of our life that we are going to go and explore and try it and do it. But we felt confident enough that we purchased the place there. And, it's kind of weird because we've only been to Costa Rica once. And
that was our first visit.
Yeah. And then we looked at 7, 8 properties, and we're going from here and there and looking at these things and big orchards and having white cows follow us around and looking at mango farms. And,
baby cows.
Yeah, baby cows, little baby cow I got a little attached to. It was a little cute little cow. But, it's interesting. And us up here, like a mango, mangoes are expensive here in the U.S. I mean, big time money. I mean, and you go down there, and this one place that we looked at was 86 acres, I think it was, and how many hectares that is, but it's 2.5 hectares per acre. Or 1 hectare is 2.5 acres. So we looked at this place, and we walked up and down this thing, and she's like, oh yeah. And she's like, well, they do this mango, they come and pick all the mangoes, and you share the profits with the people. I'm like, well, that might be offset some of the costs.
You're like, there's a lot of freaking mangoes on this, mango trees.
Hundreds of mango trees, massive trees. I mean, the trees are 40 feet wide with all the bushes, and they're hanging down with the fresh fruit. Yeah, and it's all good. I'm like, well, shoot, what kind of money are they making? She said, well, I'll look in the numbers. And we went back and forth, and she goes like $8,000. I'm like, $8,000 per month? And she goes, no, $8,000 for the season. I'm like, and you split that in half with the person picks. I'm like, $4,000, all this work and all these trees. And that's all you get out of here is $4,000. She goes, mangoes are everywhere here. And they're a quarter of mango. So, selling the mangoes in an area that has lots of mangoes, it'd be like selling bananas in a place that's a banana farm. You're just only going to get so much money unless you export, and we're not exporting.
Here, it's like, can you find an organic or mango? Maybe. And then can you find a mango? The mangoes are small. They're, they're just small. The mangoes there are like this.
We took one off the vine, and you can literally see the fluid coming out of the vine and the mango. That's how much it was being enriched.
And I'm really looking forward to just seeing like everything grows there. It's going to be so nice to just have super fresh produce all the time. Like go and pick it and eat it.
It's so funny because my wife, if you'd have known this 5 or 7 years ago, we didn't own one single plant. And the grass is the only thing that we owned in front of our house. And we had people maintain that. But now she's got this green thumb. She's got half our pantry with these different...
They're just seedlings. They're going to be planted outside soon.
And it's just interesting how we went for it. So we got plants in the house now. We're taking care of plants. And it's just like this whole different mindset about plants. And it's interesting. And seeing the foliage, the acreage, all the stuff that's there for them. Yeah. And there's such huge properties, and they maintain them with cows. The cows come and eat all the stuff, and you keep the grass down. So they don't mow it. They have these 16 acres at a time, unlevel.
Off cows,
yep.
And
they just move them around. Yep. Yeah. If you need this area mowed, you just kind of shoo them in this area, and you fence them off in there, and they eat all that grass, and they come back to another area, and they're all good. And
then they fertilize the land with their manure.
Yeah, that's cow powder as you're walking by.
Yeah. Well, Charlie says he's going to have 12 dogs.
Well, I was making a thing saying that, we're going to out there, if we're going to have some things, we're going to watch some pets. They're going to let us know what's going on around that area, because they're not very friendly about Americans having weapons over there. You have to be a resident, and you have to go through some things in there, and
permit. You have to have a permit to have. And so that's another thing is it's like there's not a lot of there's no military there.
But it's so funny is that we went to go get a massage, and this guy's carrying a Glock on him, and he's parking us into a parking spot. So there's only 6 parking spots, but it's got a gun. And he was like a guy in his 80s. I'm like, how are they not letting other people have guns? And they let this guy probably can't see down the street carry that with 2 extra magazines.
So you remember when you got your CDL license? Uh-huh. It was a dude who took you in the limo in Wasilla and gave you your license. Okay, so you can imagine that guy is old, and whatever requirements. He was an older guy.
He's talking about. He was not 70. He was like 40 or 50, but we were in our 20s and 30s. So
no, I'm not talking about the instructor. I'm talking about the guy in Costa Rica. He was an old dude, so he probably got that permit back in the day.
Oh,
but it didn't require a whole lot, and they were giving it out to everybody.
Oh no, I think once you're a local there, it's everything comes a little easier.
Yeah.
I think once you get citizenship or dual citizenship, or you get residency, that you have a place there that things ease up. And I can appreciate that they don't just open it to willy-nilly. Like everybody just moves there, and all of a sudden you can just run down the store and go buy a Glock, and just.
I think that's another reflection of how they just take care of each other there. They're taking care of the land. They're taking care of the people that live there. They're taking care of the visitors. And honestly, I mean, going through the experience of working with the attorneys, it's a little more, I think it feels a little more safer to work with attorneys than it does with just a salesman.
You mean just the real estate people?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more red tape that they create with things over there when it seems like it could be simpler, but it's their system. And, and so we're taking it from an American side where here we can go do something. We can close a house in 30 days and be done. And, you could do a fast thing on this. And here it's a little bit more time, and there's a little bit more hoops. And it kind of reminds me, it's like everybody has their little slice of the pie, and you go through the pie slice. So you have to hire the attorney, you have to hire the person that do the land management, you have to have a person for the real estate person. So there's a lot more people involved in this one than I think it needs to be, but it's their system.
It is their system.
And we just have to learn it, because we're not going to change it. I mean, as much as we want to think we have some stroke or some other things, we're not going to go in there and say, listen, you guys are completely off the bandwagon. We got to do it more like the Americans.
What I'm noticing is like for the escrow companies, we have 2 different escrow companies because it's 2 different properties. One escrow company seems easier to work with than the other one. They're requiring less information. And so if they're both up to par and they're both used by our attorney's office, then I'm going to lean more into this one because it's a lot easier. And so, it's just what feels right and what's kind of like flowing and what's not. And I think we can apply that to just even doing business here.
Yeah.
but things are moving quite along, and we've just met some really like great individuals who have just been super helpful. And it just creates more of the momentum and the excitement of, this is going to be so cool. We're going to have so much fun doing this.
Well, I have to tell you that there's a lot of real estate people. I love Roger and Lori, but could you imagine it? Calling Roger and those guys and say, hey, we're going to swim across a creek and a river, and we're going to go climb up this ridge. We're going to do this,
Yeah.
Lori in her high heels and Roger in his,
Suit.
Yeah, in his suit or his shoes or something like that. I mean, it was just a difference in the weather. And it's not to say that neither one of those guys wouldn't do it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
They're both great real estate people here in Alaska, but it was very like her showing up in shorts and boots and bringing a machete, and she brought some clothes for you just in case you needed them. And very kind. Her husband showed up at a couple of the properties and helped look out there. It was just, you could definitely see, and she was like selling condos and doing some other stuff. She goes, this is way more fun. Like, she likes to get out in the outdoors. She had a place that was fairly close to one of the places that we were looking at.
Yeah.
And she was so kind to offer us to let us stay at her place and do this stuff. And and we've only been with this lady for a couple of days and talking to her on the phone. And I was a little bit nervous at first because when we first meet with her, she seemed like a little bit like, she didn't have an idea of really what we were looking for. And it was like, we met her that first day and it was a little time.
And I had given her a bunch of information
Yeah.
prior to us arriving.
But I think us meeting her was the best thing ever because it gave the personalities. We clicked very well. She was very in tuned, and we had a great time. I mean, we just had a good time.
Just hung out. We hung out with Rachel, and then we kind of shifted. So literally, our strategy was we were going to look for land. We flew into one airport.
San Jose.
Car, and then we drove up the country towards the other airport.
And we were looking at properties all the way out there. And so she had lined up properties in the San Jose area, some other places we were looking at. And we gave her parameters what we were looking for. It had to have a water source, it had to be somewhere we could grow food, it could be somewhere with views, it had to have certain criteria. And look, guys, there is a lot of property in Costa Rica. If you're looking for a place to go to, Costa Rica has tons. I mean, everywhere you went, there was places for sale there. And and I think there's still some good deals to be had there. So I think that there's some opportunities in Costa Rica.
Absolutely, but it was fun. That played into the adventure of we're going on this hiking trip, and the real estate agent just showed up with mud boots and a machete.
Yeah,
and
some kind of Daisy Dukes shorts.
That was exactly what was going to go down. I didn't know what I didn't know. I was just like, well, yeah, we want to see the whole parameter of the land, so let's go walk it. And she's like, okay.
Yeah, up the mountain, down the mountain, across the stream, up the mountain, down the mountain, across the stream, and then go back and do it in reverse. And then it was getting a little dark out, and then she was telling me about animals out there. I'm like, well, we don't want to be out here in the middle. It gets dark. I mean, we don't know this property very well. So, I mean.
Yes, you're like, it's time to go back.
Yeah, it was time to go back. It was, there's a lot of different interesting critters there. So I didn't want to get up and closer with any of those guys. Booma. Yeah. So, that was fun. And then just going to the places. Then we went up by Lake Arnell and we spent the night and we stayed in a nice Marriott. And I wasn't all for getting in the pool, but Athena decided to get in the pool because she was a little cold.
I was sore from hiking for 3 days.
Sore. Yeah.
I needed to get, and so this isn't just a pool. There's a hot spring that is fueled by the volcano that's in that region. And so all the hotels have, their swimming pool is the hot spring connection.
Yeah, it's kind of like a smaller idea of Chena Hot Springs, but
much smaller. Yeah.
But the temperature wasn't near as hot, but it was that water, and it was so good on your joints, and you felt good when you got out. I mean, it really just it was nice. So I saw her in there, and I was getting ready to eat my food. I'm like, oh shoot, I was just in my regular shorts and my swimming shorts, so I just jumped in. I was like, this is nice, and then it was really nice. But we only had 15 minutes after that time because they were getting ready to close, so we only had so much time in the pool. Yeah. So that was nice.
That was okay, though. It's I think the key here is that just staying open to what we don't know, being excited about creating the next phase, and not being rigidly decided on anything. It doesn't have to be this way.
Yeah. I can tell you it was a little chilly back home. And it didn't seem like we were getting out as much. We weren't walking as much. We weren't doing as much outside. But when we're down there and we're out places where it's nice, we go walking, we go look at things, we go swimming, we go do things that are nice. And it was a little bit, you can tell we've had a lot of gray skies. We have a lot of things going on here. And it just, your mood and temperatures way different. Like when you're in a warm climate and it's nice out and you can go walk and you can do this
You're
stuff.
surrounded by color.
Yeah, you definitely can feel it. And our summers in Alaska are epic. I mean, they're nice. Even sometimes we've had a little cooler ones, but it's still beautiful. It's so green here and so nice. And so it was nice to get out somewhere that was nice and warm and good to go. And then we get to see our friends Bob and Lori, and we hung out with them and met some of their friends. And then that's where we met our other real estate lady, Kelly. Excuse me, Kelly. Rachel's the first one, and then we met our other real estate Sanders. Yeah, so we got to meet 3 different real estate agents that work for the same company but all different regions. San Jose, and then we had the Lake Arnell, and then we had all the way over in Cocoa Beach.
Yeah.
So it was neat that they all knew each other and
They worked together.
They worked together too. So there was a lot of good positives there.
We're not creating an advertisement to come move to Costa Rica. What we're explaining is that in the next season of our life, this is what it looks like. It looks like fun. It looks like creativity. It looks like bright colors, warm, moving our bodies, and
Beach time.
yeah,
Lake
and
time.
enjoying the land, the community, and the business all together in one package.